Hi, I'm Daymar Tarangay, and my topic is the misuse of information regarding political matters. In society today, many factors contribute to world issues. COVID 19 is still quite the hot topic upon the media, and thus has led to input of information. Though the media has become a part of our long term lives, we rely on it too much, as people claim to be in the right without the proper research. However, skeptics may believe that these claims are false if the sources are not clarified. An example would be the early months of COVID 19, where people were not too aware of the situation or the severity it had become. This delusion was strengthened by the following statement of Donald J. Trump in the Leloy Dogla website, which lists all of Trump's tweets, speeches, and articles about COVID 19 from 2019 to January of 2021. A quote from Mr. Trump has once said, "The flu season is coming up. Many people every year, sometimes over 100,000, and despite over the vaccine, die from the flu. Are we going to close down our country? No. We learn to live with it, just like we're learning to live with COVID. In most populations, far less lethal." He had quite the popularity behind him, thus many people believed in him. And by the height of the cases of November 2020, there were still followers who firmly believed in him, which he used to turn the attention to and referred to the disease as the Chinese virus. He blamed the Chinese for the following events soon after, which led to the Asian discrimination. This graph showed the actual number of cases before and after the lockdowns in mid-March. Notice that the cases were relatively low, but Trump gave more misinformation leading to further cases. While reading his list of quotes, I find it quite interesting that he starts to rant further throughout his term. He downplayed the situation through and through, even though the cases and deaths continued to increase. But though these comments he made emphasized COVID 19 as a far less serious disease, leading people to become lax or inert, enjoying their lives, leading to the disease to spread until it couldn't be controlled. But upon realizing the severity, it was too little too late, and people had become unprepared for the lockdowns and left many families destitute. This graph shows the dramatic change over the job income loss over the course of 2008 to 2020. This large dip you see here in 2009 was known as the Great Recession, or the highest record of unemployment in the States. It is quite interesting that you see, though we made a really steady recovery, it just dipped down during 2020. There was also another comment from a U.S. Representative Roger Marsh on Facebook that has said that a total of 94% deaths were COVID related. However, Facebook quickly dismissed his claims as 2 out of 3 of the additional serious illnesses were due to the advanced age. The representative did not specify the population, leading to the further chaos and confusion in the future. Comments like this will spread to create rumors, and eventually people will begin to misinterpret them. Like this comment here. The CDC just backpedaled quietly and adjusted the COVID deaths from 153,000 to 9,200, admitting that their numbers were so effed that they were off by a whopping 94%. Only one good thing came from sensationalizing a common cold, and that was exposing careless journalism. The CDC did not just adjust these, but it was a tweet from Trump that once said that the deaths were 9,200, far lower than the actual. This was his actual tweet. This week, the CDC quietly updated the COVID number to admit that only 6% of all 153 deaths recorded actually died from COVID. That's 9,200 deaths. One must ask, however, if the sources are reliable. Can this person be trusted? What can be used to help identify or confirm if a rumor is right? Extensive research on the matter is required, or one must think critically, or just have common sense. As humanity progresses to the future, it has created a narrow-minded society. That appliances were made to bring people close together, but there will always be a few instances where misinformation will reflect on the lives of many. That though the internet might be a blessing, it still has the power to persuade over the ideological views and to tear through society. passionate. I'm Filipino. I came to Canada in 2012. I became a citizen here in 2018, and I'm on my 9th year here as a Canadian citizen. I'm currently living with my parents, though I do plan on to moving to Saskatoon and go into the main campus. I like to listen to classical music. I also played in a band as a trombone player from grade 5, and I pursued it through high school. I didn't say that I was a first year in nursing. Well, first year of arts and science to pursue their nursing. I like to play video games, so I do tend to a little bit go overboard. I do sometimes build Lego, as you can see up there. I like to skate. I also like to ski as well, but I also like to swim. I occasionally tend to stay on top of the world's current events, especially on how Trudeau enacted or the act that gave him emergency powers. Though I quite find it interesting that why would you do so, even though the protest seems to be peaceful. But that's just my opinion. And yeah, thank you. Hi, I know this is a bit late, but I did find something more leading to misinformation about political matters. Is that I found a video of what titled itself to be a video coming straight from the Russo-Ukrainian War, or it kind of perplexed me because it did look similar to something I viewed previously. So I did some research about it, and I did find that video was originally aired in ABC News. It talked about the Syrian war, but although it was called out because eventually it was called a Kentucky gun range. There's similarities of the two, and as you can see, the one made from ABC is heavily edited from the truth. You can't see all the people that are like videotaping and all that stuff. All you can just see is a grainy footage, so it wasn't really checked at all. But it was well, people found out pretty quickly, and ABC closed the video, but other news outlets described the situation, so it was all good. But they did issue a tweet about an apology regarding that the spread of misinformation, though they did send out an apology. They did not air it, so it's in the Twitter feed somewhere. So a lot of people did not may not have the chance to view it. So this is another perspective on how like misinformation is spread throughout the media because of all the chaos that's going on in the world. Though it is, how I saw it is from TikTok, and that how it has formed many opinions, especially the likes. I did not take or save the video, unfortunately, but there are videos that are surfacing about the Russo-Ukrainian war, which sometimes are a bit misleading. So do take care.